Hello, my name is Asherah and welcome to my very unique PhD videos looking into DID, dissociative identity disorder / psychosis, and comparing that with conscious expansion. I am currently in Peru. It's January 2026. Today is Monday or Tuesday, I think, and I think we're around the 20th of January. I've just left the hospital having been bitten by some type of jungle tick that caused one side of my body to almost go into like a paralysis, but I'm very well now. They've let me out of hospital, so I've just got this little tiny thing on me now, but nothing much. Another girl at the centre was also bit, but she was bit by a spider, a very poisonous spider, so she's still in the hospital taking antibiotics, and they're saying that they might release her around 11 o'clock tonight. So yeah, we've both had 2 nights in there, but she's going to be in there a little bit longer. She's absolutely fine. We've both been laughing and joking and just having a really good time. But I thought I'd video of what it looks like in Peru. This is my driver, Elvis. Say hello, Elvis.
Hello.
He was organised by Jim and them at the Healing Centre, and that's where we're heading now. It's going to take about 45 minutes to an hour to get there. So we're just going to sit back and enjoy the ride. Sitting here thinking to myself whether or not I consider this tick situation to be a near-death experience or a potential near-death experience, and I don't get me wrong, it was serious. The infection that they found in my body, the disease, it's something called limestone or something like that, limestone disease, which you can get from ticks. At first the doctor was like, it can't be limestone because in Peru our ticks don't have that disease anymore, but when they tested, it actually was limestone, but they've actually called the disease a particular name, so I do have it on the medical notes. And when I get back to the Healing Centre and I'm able to upload the thing, because I need to connect to their Wi-Fi, and I can upload it into ChatGPT, I can get ChatGPT to interpret it properly and then tell me exactly what's going on, and all the rest of it, and then I'll be able to give you a proper diagnosis of what it was all about. There's some police over there, they look different. Oh, they've gone now. The uniform looks sick. Yeah, because maybe I'm a little bit naive to the severity of it all, but regardless of what, I feel really good. I wasn't worried at all. I was a little bit worried on the first night because my throat was swelling up, and I literally felt like my breathing was being restricted, and that's perhaps always a scary feeling if you feel like you can't breathe. I can just, you know, how scary it must be to have an asthma attack, you know. But I was just able to calm my nerves and regulate myself and know that at the end of the day, I know that this is part of an initiation. They want to know if I can handle, you know, a situation that is escalating, and whether or not I can keep my calm and everything else like that. And I proved that I could, you know. Under the most extreme circumstances, I can keep my head about myself, and that's what's really important. Because it's about trusting the divine and having faith. So if I'm panicking, it means that I'm not in faith. If I'm worried about something, it means that I don't believe that the divine is the divine. So these tests and these initiations come, you know. So I obviously passed because I didn't panic, and guess what? I am okay, you know. The only real downside is that obviously I've had to spend money, but apart from that, it's good. I would have been able to go home back to England with an extra £300 in my bank, you know what I'm saying, because it's cost about £300 for this hospital stay and the medication and everything else that come with it. So, you know, but my ancestors have promised me a really nice night in a lovely hotel when I leave the Hummingbird Centre. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to, you know, just feeling some luxury, going in the swimming pool and having a great time. I'm also looking forward to the journey home, and I'm looking forward to being back in my bed, in my bedroom, with the ancestors, talking to them about it. I'm really looking forward to uploading the videos that I've been recording onto YouTube about my personal experience and what's been happening and everything else. And I'm just really grateful. I'm really grateful to know what the next step is, because, you know, the message that I just got was that it's time for me to fly. You know what I mean? In whatever capacity that means. So I'm ready to fly. I really studied my power in this tripping period. I've really studied my power. I've not been bullied, I've not been dictated to. Like, I've studied my own power, and I've been suffering, you know. I've been suffering, and I know, but I really, really hope, and I know that the ancestors are very, very proud of me, because I'm really proud of me, you know. I'm really proud of me. January 2026, me being 44 years of age, this is the year, and I've started off the year with a great start. I've started off the year with a really good start. Peru, it's very busy. There's probably about 1 million people here, Jim was saying. It is quite busy. Lots of tuk-tuks and motorbikes. Just people getting on with their life, I guess, isn't it? It's like I've been to all these countries, and I think to myself, where would I live? Which country that I've been to would I live in? You know what I mean? And or do I want to remain in England? I don't think I've found home yet. You know what I mean? Whether that be England or any one of the countries that I've been to. I do like Ghana though, but I think I like Africa, you know, so I need to travel to more countries in Africa to really understand what it is that I like. I was supposed to go to Lagos this year. I booked and paid for it, but it didn't work out that way. So I ended up in Bali. But I think I'd like to go to Nigeria and see what that's like. I'd like to go to, I've been to Dubai before. Probably Dubai I'd live in. I've been looking at Dubai, and I've been looking at Canada. I've been looking at Dubai, Africa and Canada as somewhere to live. Now, Canada I'd get into no problem, because I've got a lot of qualifications, experience and credentials, and that's what Canada's all about. Because I remember filling out the application for Canada when I was doing my degree in my 20s, and I'd already passed just on that level. Obviously it might have changed now, so the expectations could be higher, but you know, I've got what it takes. And then Dubai are constantly looking for teachers and head teachers and whatever. Plus, I graduated with the University of Birmingham, and they have a campus out in Dubai, and they are actually currently advertising jobs for the Dubai school. And my daughter's like, if you go in, anywhere you go, I'm coming. You know what I mean? So there's a possibility that it could be Dubai. But I also love Africa. You know, so really what I'm qualified in, I can do at any 3 of those countries and get paid quite well. But it's whether or not, if that's what I want to do, or am I on this shamanic journey. It's such, my spirit is telling me it's both. shamanic journey and you know, the education corporate world. You know, we'll see. We'll see. I feel like Dubai is calling stronger because Dubai is a money city, you know, like it's money, you know what I mean, and it pays well too. The taxes aren't too bad, whereas Canada, the taxes are quite significant. Africa, the taxes are not too bad, but the money's lower, you know. Swings and roundabouts. Where do you think, ancestors, I should be living? I want to live somewhere where you don't need to mess about with a visa. I mean, I've got a British passport anyway, so I shouldn't need to really worry about that, but I want to live somewhere where it's in the middle. Every country is around it. You don't have to be traveling 13, 12 hours to get there, you know, because from the UK, getting to Bali, it's like 23 hours. Even getting to Peru now, it's so many hours. Literally 3 planes you have to catch. I want to be somewhere that's in the middle of everything. Probably Canada would be good for that, because Canada is by America. Jamaica, yeah, but it's far away from Australia, New Zealand, Bali, Thailand. That's all on the opposite side, and then Africa's kind of in the middle, you know. So I don't know yet. What I do know is that I have choice and I have flexibility to do what I want to do. But I think I want something in a more consultancy role, something that I can pick and choose my days and my hours and still get paid enough money. And I also want to go over there with enough money in my bank for me to be able to live the life that I want to live. And I also want to make sure that my business is off the ground, you know what I'm saying, so that I've got residual income coming in. I don't want to have to think about it. And I also want to meet a nice divine masculine that has got his shit together in all areas, you know, and has learned to surrender, more importantly than anything, and have complete faith. Yeah, just everything. Let's turn it around so you can see. It's a little bit more of the city. Looking at some of the nurses at the hospital. I'm just looking at some of the women as we're driving by, and then the Peruvian women are quite butch in stature. You know how if you looked at like Chinese women, they're quite small. Not necessarily all of them are slim, because they're not, but they're quite petite in stature. The Peruvian women are quite butch in stature, quite really strong looking women. I can relate. Jim was telling me that the women in Lima are scared of the women in Iquitos, because the women in Iquitos are no-nonsense women, and the women in Lima feel like the women in Iquitos will steal their men, because they're very upfront, they're very brass, he said. I like that. His wife Gina, she's very upfront, she's so beautiful, she's really beautiful, you know, and she's a no-nonsense woman. She gets the job done. She understands the task and she gets it done. Ain't got a sign there. Jim asked if we can have a private conversation today, and I'm just listening in on that conversation already. And Spirit's telling me that as much as I feel like I should probably talk and say a lot, they're just saying to me, just listen, just listen. The only thing Spirit wants me to say is is to tell them that my name is Asherah. You know my name. And maybe if you want to know more about what it is or who I am, you should start with researching my name first. Go and look up the name Asherah, and that might help you understand a little bit more about what's going on. And that's it. They don't want me to justify, they don't want me to explain, they don't want me to argue, they don't want me to defend, they don't want me to do any of that. They just want me to say, go and look up my name, Asherah. And that should explain a little bit more about who I am. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to explain my name and why it was given to me and how it was always my name. So on my birth certificate, my name is Asher, A-S-H-E-R, and then the Almighty gave me the extra A-H back in 2021 and told me to set up my YouTube channel and call my YouTube channel Earth Angel Asherah. Yeah, and I went to my mother-in-law's house because she was over from Ireland, my older two's grandma, who's a white lady, my white mum. And I said I had a dream. I had two dreams. One was that my name was Asherah, and one was that I was part of this owl society, but I won't go into the owl society, we'll just stick to the point. And I was like, she was like, Asherah, and I said yeah, and she was like, well, let's Google it. And when she Googled it, she discovered that Asherah is the wife of Yahweh. Yahweh, you know, like the wife of God. And not only that, she started to tell me all these other stuff about Asherah. Like, she's one of the most profound female deities that the Western culture, society just got rid of. They just wiped her out of history, you know. They've just erased her out of history. Do you know that Asherah has been erased from history? Now don't get me wrong, if you look in your Old Testament, New Testament Bible, she's mentioned in the Bible, I think about 14 times she's mentioned, but nothing significant to really give you any understanding of who she is. But if you look into other mystical texts and research, they have a lot to say about her, you know, Asherah, the wife of Yahweh. And that's all they want me to say. Just to research my name, explain to them my name and how I got the name, and then just tell them to just look it up. You know what I mean? Look it up. But don't over explain, don't overdo. It's good to listen, record it and listen to what they've got to say, because remember, they think that I took over their ceremony. it's me, the why me and Kaz ended up in hospital. Like literally everything that has gone on in family, Asherah has got the blame for it. That's what I'm saying. I know that even in my past lives, I've just been prosecuted, non-stop prosecution, constantly. But it is what it is at the end of the day. And I've got big shoulders to take it on. But yeah, it's okay, that's fine. We'll just start with that. No long thing, no drama. We'll just let them do all the talking. I'll ask questions, but I won't defend myself. I don't need to. There's no point in saying. Just let it go. It's better to understand why people feel the way they do, rather than trying to convince them to think something else. Because one of the things in that book called The Prophet that I was reading is that you shouldn't aim to put your thoughts in someone else's head. What you should aim for is to bring them to the gates of your ideology, as in bring them to the door, and then it's up to them to choose whether or not they want to go through it. Yeah? Let them choose if they want to go through the door, but don't force anybody, don't try and convince anybody, don't try and push anybody, just leave them. You know, because everyone's going to reach a conclusion by themselves. People tend to reach conclusions quicker when you just walk away and leave them to it. Stop trying to force feed people to see the world from your eyes. Just let it go, surrender. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to surrender. I actually feel tired, you know. I could get some more sleep. Oh gosh. Sheba Rose. That's my name now. Asherah Sheba Rose. Queen of Sheba. Queen of Roses. Sheba was the queen of Ethiopia and Rose was the queen of England. So Asherah, the queen of England.